What if the very reason people don't respect you is the same reason they say you're such a good person? Think about that. Why do the women who give the most often receive the least? Why does endless kindness sometimes invite neglect instead of love? Today, I'm going to reveal the hidden psychological trap behind the good girl identity. And once you see it, you'll never allow anyone to quietly diminish your worth again. 1. The hidden price of always being the good girl. Take a quiet moment and ask yourself one question. Who taught you that being loved meant being agreeable? Who convinced you that peace could only exist if you remained silent, if you smiled through disappointment, if you carried everyone's emotions while ignoring your own? Most people never ask these questions. They simply continue living inside a role that was handed to them long before they understood what it would cost. Many women grow up hearing the same invisible lessons. Be nice. Don't argue. Don't upset people. Think about others first. Don't be difficult. At first, these lessons sound beautiful. Kindness is beautiful. Compassion is beautiful. Humility is beautiful. But somewhere along the journey, kindness quietly transforms into something else. It becomes fear. Fear of disappointing people. Fear of being disliked. Fear of losing relationships. Fear of saying what is true. And the moment kindness is driven by fear instead of wisdom, it is no longer kindness. It becomes self-abandonment. This is where the good girl identity begins. It is not simply a personality, it is a survival strategy, a silent agreement with the world. If I make everyone happy, maybe they won't reject me. If I never complain, maybe they'll love me. If I give enough, maybe one day someone will choose me. Notice that word, maybe. Your entire life becomes dependent on the opinions of other people. That is not freedom. That is emotional imprisonment. Look carefully at nature. A mountain does not apologize for standing tall. The ocean does not ask permission before the tide arrives. The sun never wonders whether people deserve its light. Everything in nature fulfills its purpose without begging for approval. Only human beings forget this, especially those who have spent years trying to become acceptable. The greatest tragedy is not that people take advantage of the good girl. The greatest tragedy is that she slowly begins taking advantage of herself. She ignores her own exhaustion. She dismisses her own feelings. She convinces herself that her needs can wait again and again and again, until one day she no longer remembers what she truly wants. She only knows what everyone else expects. Think about how many times you've said yes when every part of your heart whispered no. Think about how many nights you replayed conversations because you worried someone misunderstood you. Think about how much energy has been spent managing other people's emotions while your own remained unheard. This is a heavy burden, not because you are weak, but because you were never meant to carry everyone. Many people believe sacrifice automatically creates love. Life teaches something different. Repeated sacrifice without boundaries often creates expectation. People begin to assume your availability. Your generosity becomes ordinary. Your silence becomes convenient. Your patience becomes something they expect instead of appreciate. The strange truth about human psychology is this: what is always available is often valued the least, not because people are evil, but because the human mind quickly adapts to comfort. Imagine someone watering a beautiful garden every single day. No one notices. Until one day, the watering stops. Suddenly, everyone asks, "What happened?" The flowers mattered only after they began to disappear. This happens in relationships every day. The woman who always fixes every problem. The woman who always apologizes first. The woman who never asks for anything. She slowly becomes invisible. Not because she lacks value, because she has taught others that her value requires no effort. You cannot expect people to treasure what you continuously give away without awareness. This is why resentment quietly grows. At first, it whispers. Then it becomes frustration. Then sadness. Eventually, it becomes emotional numbness. Many women wake up one morning wondering, why do I feel empty after giving so much? Because giving without receiving is not generosity, it is depletion. Real compassion includes yourself, otherwise it is incomplete. There is another illusion hidden inside the good girl identity. Many believe avoiding conflict creates harmony. It does not. Avoiding conflict often creates hidden distance. Words remain unspoken. Feelings remain buried. Misunderstandings quietly multiply beneath polite smiles. Peace built upon silence is fragile. Real peace is built upon honesty. A river does not remain healthy by trapping its water. It flows. Your truth must also flow, otherwise it becomes emotional poison. People often mistake gentleness for weakness. Gentleness is strength under control. Weakness is silence born from fear. These two are completely different. A wise woman remains gentle, but she no longer abandons herself to maintain someone else's comfort. There is a profound difference. One seeks approval, the other lives with integrity. The good girl constantly asks, what will they think? The wise woman asks, what is true? Those two questions lead to completely different lives. One builds anxiety, the other builds peace. Imagine carrying a mask every day. Eventually the mask becomes so familiar that you mistake it for your face. The good girl mask smiles even when the heart is breaking. It agrees when the soul disagrees. It comforts everyone except the person wearing it. Removing that mask feels frightening, because for years you believe people love the mask. But here's something few people realize. The people meant for your life will not disappear because you become authentic. They will finally meet the real you. Yes, some people may leave. Those who benefited from your silence may become uncomfortable. Those who controlled you through guilt may become distant. Let them. Not every goodbye is a loss. Sometimes it is the beginning of freedom. Sometimes losing approval is exactly how you find yourself. Because respect never grows in the soil of pretending. It grows where truth takes root. And that truth becomes even more powerful when you discover why endless kindness without boundaries quietly teaches others exactly how to treat you. 2. Why endless kindness without boundaries invites disrespect. Kindness is one of the greatest strengths a human being can possess. But strength without wisdom eventually becomes vulnerability. This is something many people learn too late. Imagine entering a room where every door is already open. No locks, no limits, no questions. Anyone can enter, anyone can leave, anyone can take whatever they want. Would you call that generosity, or would you call it carelessness? Your emotional life is no different. Boundaries are not walls, they are doors. Healthy doors open with awareness. Unhealthy lives leave every door unlocked. Many women fear boundaries because they confuse them with rejection. They think saying no means being selfish. It does not. It means understanding that your energy is valuable. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of emotional energy. Where does it go? Into worrying, into pleasing, into fixing, into rescuing, into explaining yourself. By evening, nothing remains. Not because life demanded it, because you gave it away without asking whether people had earned access to it. This is not love, this is unconscious giving. Watch how confident people protect their time. They don't apologize for resting, they don't apologize for thinking before answering, they don't apologize for choosing themselves when necessary. Notice something important. They are not respected because they are louder. They are respected because they communicate value. Every boundary quietly says, my life matters too. Every boundary teaches others how to engage with you. Without boundaries, people create their own rules. Human psychology naturally follows patterns. If someone interrupts you every conversation and you never respond, they continue. If someone constantly cancels your plans and you always accept, they continue. If someone speaks disrespectfully and receives no consequence, they continue. Behavior repeated without consequence becomes habit. This is why silence often trains disrespect, not intentionally, but consistently. Many women wait for others to suddenly become considerate. Life rarely works that way. People respond to what you consistently allow. Notice the difference. A tree does not argue with the wind, but its roots refuse to move. That is inner strength, flexibility above, stability below. You can remain compassionate while standing firmly in your values. The two do not oppose each other. In fact, true compassion requires boundaries. Imagine a candle trying to light every candle around it while refusing to protect its own flame. Eventually, darkness. You cannot pour endlessly from an empty vessel. You cannot inspire confidence while abandoning yourself. You cannot expect respect when your own actions repeatedly communicate, "My needs are less important." This lesson often surprises people. The first person who must respect you is you. Self-respect is not confidence. Confidence comes and goes. Self-respect remains. Confidence says, "I think I can." Self-respect says, "I know what I deserve." The world listens more carefully to self-respect than confidence, because self-respect requires no performance. It quietly changes how you speak, how you walk, how you decide, how long you tolerate unhealthy behavior. Have you noticed that emotionally mature people rarely explain themselves endlessly? They simply choose. The good girl explains. The wise woman decides. There is enormous freedom in this. You stop writing long messages trying to convince people. You stop chasing misunderstandings. You stop begging for emotional reciprocity, because your peace becomes more valuable than winning every conversation. That is maturity. There will always be people who dislike your boundaries, but ask yourself honestly, did they truly love you, or did they simply enjoy unlimited access to your kindness? These are not the same thing. People who genuinely care about you may need time to adjust, but they will eventually respect your honesty. Those who become angry reveal something important. They preferred your obedience over your authenticity. That realization may hurt, but pain often introduces truth. Remember this carefully. Every healthy relationship contains two complete individuals, not one person sacrificing while the other receives. Balance creates longevity. One-sided giving creates exhaustion. Nature constantly teaches balance. Day and night, breathing in and breathing out, the seasons changing. Everything survives through rhythm. Only human beings believe endless giving creates harmony. It does not. Even the heart rests between beats. If your heart never paused, life itself would disappear. Rest is not weakness. Boundaries are not selfishness. Saying no is not cruelty. Sometimes your no protects every future yes that truly matters. The moment you begin protecting your energy, something unexpected happens. Some people leave, others step closer. For the first time, you begin seeing who values your heart and who only valued your availability. That discovery changes everything. Because once you stop measuring yourself through other people's comfort, you begin facing the deepest addiction of all, the need to be approved. 3. Respect begins the moment you stop seeking everyone's approval. There is a quiet addiction that controls millions of lives. It cannot be seen, it makes no sound, yet it shapes countless decisions every single day. The addiction is approval. Many people never realize they are chasing it. They simply call it being nice, being understanding, being easy to get along with. But underneath, a silent question repeats itself. Do they like me? That question slowly becomes the center of life. Before speaking, you wonder what others will think. Before making a decision, you imagine everyone's reaction. Before expressing your truth, you measure whether it will upset someone. Without noticing, you stop living from your own center. You begin orbiting around everyone else. Imagine the moon trying to become the sun. Impossible. Each has its own place, its own purpose, its own light. The same is true for you. The moment your identity depends upon external approval, you surrender your inner authority. No one can respect someone who refuses to trust their own judgment, because respect begins inside before it appears outside. Many people believe approval creates connection. Sometimes it creates performance instead. People applaud the version of you that never says no, the version that never disagrees, the version that carries everyone's expectations. But applause is not the same as respect. Applause disappears quickly. Respect endures. The good girl constantly performs. She performs happiness, she performs patience, she performs agreement. Eventually, she forgets what is real. This creates a painful loneliness, not because she is alone, but because nobody truly knows her. They only know the version she believes they want. Think carefully. How can someone deeply love a person they have never actually met? Authenticity always carries risk. Pretending carries certainty. The certainty of emptiness. Every meaningful life reaches a moment where a choice must be made: approval or truth, comfort or growth, fitting in or becoming whole. Most people delay this choice for years, until exhaustion forces it upon them. Life has a mysterious way of revealing what your soul can no longer tolerate. You become tired of overthinking, tired of apologizing, tired of shrinking, tired of proving. That exhaustion is not failure, it is awakening. It is your spirit whispering, there is another way to live. Listen carefully to that whisper, because it becomes quieter each time you ignore it. A wise woman understands something profound. She is not responsible for managing everyone's opinion. People will misunderstand you. People will criticize you. People will project their own fears onto you. Let them. A mirror cannot control who stands before it. It simply reflects. Become like that mirror, clear, still, undisturbed. When criticism arrives, ask only one question. Is it true? If yes, learn. If no, release it. Do not carry what does not belong to you. Many spend years carrying emotional luggage packed by other people, judgments, expectations, labels, old stories. Eventually they become so heavy that joy feels impossible. Set them down. You were never meant to carry another person's unfinished emotions. True confidence is surprisingly quiet. It does not need constant praise. It does not chase attention. It does not demand validation. It simply knows. Like a deep-rooted tree standing through every season, storms come, storms go, the roots remain. Become rooted in your values instead of people's opinions. Then criticism becomes weather, not identity. This is why emotionally strong women appear peaceful. Not because life became easier, because they stopped negotiating their worth with every passing opinion. Notice something beautiful. The moment you stop trying to convince everyone, your words become fewer, your presence becomes stronger, your energy becomes calmer, silence replaces unnecessary explanation, clarity replaces confusion, self-respect replaces anxiety. And strangely enough, the respect you spent years chasing begins finding you. Not because you demanded it, because you no longer needed permission to value yourself. This is the quiet transformation that changes every relationship. Because the woman who no longer seeks approval discovers a power far greater than being liked. She discovers the courage to say one simple word without fear. Number 4. The silent power of saying no without guilt. There is one small word, only 2 letters, yet it has the power to completely transform your life. That word is no. Many people hear this word and immediately feel uncomfortable. Not because the word is harsh, but because they have spent years believing that saying no makes them selfish. Tell me, how many times have you agreed to something that drained you? How many times have you smiled while your heart wanted to walk away? How many times did you say yes only because you feared disappointing someone? If your answer is many, then you are not alone. Most people are never taught how to say no. They are only taught how to endure. They become experts at tolerating, experts at sacrificing, experts at pretending everything is fine. But enduring is not living, and pretending is not peace. There is a great misunderstanding in today's world. People believe that kindness means always being available. It does not. Real kindness begins with honesty. If your heart says no, while your mouth says yes, you are not being kind. You are being dishonest with yourself, and every act of dishonesty against yourself quietly weakens your spirit. Imagine holding a heavy stone in your hands. Someone asks you to carry another, then another, then another. You keep accepting not because you are strong enough, but because you feel guilty. Refusing, eventually your back begins to bend. Your hands begin to shake. Your body becomes exhausted. Then one day you ask, why am I carrying so much? Because every stone began with one small word, yes. Many women think guilt is proof they are doing something wrong. It is not. Sometimes guilt simply means you are doing something unfamiliar. There is a difference. For years, you trained your mind to believe that pleasing others was your responsibility. The first time you choose yourself, your old habits protest. Your mind whispers, they'll think you're rude. No, they'll stop liking you. They'll leave. Notice something important. These are not facts, they are fears. Fear has a very convincing voice. It speaks with certainty. But wisdom asks a different question. What if protecting my peace is not selfish at all? Everything changes when you ask better questions. Instead of asking, will they be upset? Ask, will I respect myself if I ignore my own truth? That question has the power to awaken something inside you, because self-respect grows every time your actions match your values. A tree does not apologize because its roots take up space. Roots are necessary. Without roots, there is no tree. Without boundaries, there is no healthy relationship. Many people think saying no creates distance. Sometimes it creates clarity. It reveals who values your heart and who only values your compliance. There is a quiet strength in speaking with calm certainty. Notice I did not say anger. Strength does not need anger. Many confuse the two. A loud voice can hide a frightened heart. A calm voice often reveals an unshakable one. Imagine someone asking more of you than you can honestly give. The old version of you immediately agrees, then spends days feeling resentful. The wiser version pauses, breathes, smiles gently, and says, I'm not able to do that. Nothing more. No long explanation, no endless apology, no complicated excuse, just truth, simple, clear, respectful. The interesting thing about mature people is this: they rarely over-explain. Over-explaining often comes from fear. Fear that your decision is not enough. Fear that your worth depends on convincing others. But your decisions do not require a courtroom. They require integrity. Every unnecessary explanation quietly hands your power to someone else. You begin asking for permission instead of making a choice. Watch people who possess deep inner peace. They speak slowly, they choose their words carefully, and when they say no, they remain peaceful. Why? Because they understand something many never learn. Another person's disappointment is not always your responsibility. Sometimes disappointment is simply part of life. Children become disappointed. Friends become disappointed. Family becomes disappointed. That does not automatically mean you have done something wrong. The rain disappoints those planning a picnic, but the rain still falls. Nature never apologizes for fulfilling its purpose. Neither should you. This does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean becoming distant. It means becoming honest. Honesty creates trust. Pretending creates confusion. Think about every relationship in your life. Would you rather hear a truthful no or a dishonest yes? A truthful no may sting for a moment. A dishonest yes creates pain for much longer. People often say, "I don't want conflict." But avoiding small moments of discomfort often creates much larger suffering later. The conversation you avoid today becomes the resentment you carry tomorrow. Resentment is expensive. It steals your joy, your sleep, your energy, your peace, and most of all, it steals your authenticity. Many women slowly disappear beneath years of unspoken resentment, not because anyone forced them, because they believe silence was love. But silence cannot build intimacy. Truth does. The strongest relationships are not built upon constant agreement. They are built upon mutual honesty. The moment someone knows they can trust your words, they begin trusting your character. When your yes means yes and your no means no, people stop guessing. They know where they stand with you. That certainty creates respect. Notice something else. The people who become angry every time you say no were often benefiting from the version of you that never did. That realization may hurt, but pain sometimes removes illusions. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your time. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your emotions. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your kindness. Access is earned, not demanded. Every meaningful relationship grows through mutual respect, not endless sacrifice. The world will always ask for more time, more attention, more energy, more availability. If you never choose where your energy goes, someone else will. Your life becomes the result of other people's priorities instead of your own. Ask yourself something today. Who has permission to influence your peace? Who has permission to interrupt your rest? Who has permission to decide your value? The fewer names on that list, the freer you become. Freedom does not begin when people stop asking. Freedom begins when you stop fearing your own answer, because every peaceful no quietly becomes a louder yes to yourself. And once you discover that quiet courage, something unexpected begins to happen. People see you differently, not because you became harder, but because your inner strength no longer hides behind constant agreement. That is where another beautiful misunderstanding begins to reveal itself. The world often mistakes emotional strength for coldness until it witnesses its true power. 5. Why emotionally strong women are often misunderstood before they are respected. There is something fascinating about human nature. People often fear what they do not understand. When someone changes, the world becomes curious, sometimes supportive, sometimes uncomfortable. Imagine a woman who has spent years saying yes. She always answers every message immediately. She never disagrees. She apologizes for everything. She carries everyone's emotional weight. Then one day, she changes. She begins speaking calmly. She stops apologizing for existing. She protects her time. She walks away from disrespect. She smiles, but no longer explains herself endlessly. What do you think happens? Many people celebrate her, but not everyone. Some begin saying, "You've changed. You're different now. You've become distant." Listen carefully. Sometimes those words are not observations. They are complaints. Complaints from people who preferred the older version of you, the version that never challenged them. Growth often makes people uncomfortable, not because growth is wrong, but because it changes familiar patterns. When you stop accepting less than you deserve, those who benefited from your silence must now adjust. Some will, some won't. That is not your burden to carry. There is a quiet confidence inside emotionally strong women. It is not loud, it is not dramatic, it rarely announces itself, it simply exists. Like a mountain. A mountain does not shout, "I am strong." It simply remains standing through every storm. This is true emotional strength. It does not need constant validation. It does not demand attention. It does not compete. It does not chase. It remains centered. Many people mistake this calmness for arrogance, but calmness is not arrogance. It is emotional balance. Think about a lake on a still morning. When the water is calm, it reflects everything clearly. When the water is disturbed, nothing can be seen. Your mind works the same way. The calmer you become, the clearer your decisions become. Emotionally strong women do not react to every opinion. They listen, they observe, then they decide. That pause changes everything. Between what happens and how you respond, there is a space. Within that space lives your freedom. Most people never discover it. Someone criticizes them, instant reaction. Someone ignores them, instant anxiety. Someone disappoints them, instant anger. Life begins controlling them, but emotional strength creates a different rhythm. Instead of reacting, you breathe. Instead of assuming, you observe. Instead of chasing, you wait. Patience becomes power. Not because waiting solves every problem, because waiting allows wisdom to arrive before emotion takes control. This is why emotionally mature women rarely fight for attention. They understand something very few people truly understand. Attention is temporary. Respect is lasting. Attention can be purchased. Respect must be earned. Attention follows excitement. Respect follows character. There is a world of difference. Many people spend years trying to become interesting. Few spend time becoming trustworthy. Character quietly outlives charm. Beauty changes. Popularity changes. Circumstances change. Character remains. This is why wise people look beyond appearances. They observe consistency. How do you behave when no one is watching? How do you respond when things do not go your way? How do you treat people who cannot offer you anything? These questions reveal true strength, not titles, not success, not admiration. Life eventually removes every mask. Pressure reveals what comfort hides. Emotionally strong women understand this, so they stop trying to impress everyone. Instead, they focus on becoming someone they themselves can respect. That changes everything. Imagine carrying a cup filled to the very top. If someone bumps into you, whatever is inside spills out. If anger is inside, anger spills out. If fear is inside, fear spills out. If peace is inside, peace spills out. People do not create your character, they reveal it. That is why inner work matters so deeply. You cannot fake peace forever. Eventually, life tests you, and the truth appears.
Many women believe becoming stronger means becoming harder.
It does not. Hardness builds walls. Strength builds stability. Hardness refuses to feel. Strength feels deeply but chooses wisely. There is incredible courage in remaining kind after disappointment. But there is equal courage in refusing to tolerate repeated disrespect. Wisdom knows the difference. Compassion without discernment becomes self-neglect. Discernment without compassion becomes pride. The truly strong woman carries both, a soft heart and a clear mind. She forgives, but she remembers the lesson. She loves, but she does not abandon herself. She helps, but she does not become responsible for another person's unwillingness to grow. This balance is rare. That is why it is respected, not immediately. Eventually, people often misunderstand healthy change because they compare it to the person you used to be. They expect yesterday's version of you. But growth asks for something different. Growth asks you to disappoint old expectations so you can become your authentic self. Think about the butterfly. No one mourns the caterpillar because transformation is natural. Yet when people transform emotionally, others often resist. Why? Because change invites everyone around you to examine their own lives, and not everyone is ready, so do not fear being misunderstood. Being misunderstood is often the entrance fee to becoming who you were always meant to be. There will come a day when people notice something different about you, not because you demanded respect, not because you forced admiration, but because your presence speaks before your words do. Your peace becomes visible. Your confidence becomes quiet. Your boundaries become natural. Your kindness becomes intentional. And your silence carries more weight than endless explanations. That is the kind of strength no one can imitate, because it was not learned from the world. It was built one honest choice at a time. And once a woman reaches that place, she no longer walks into a room hoping to be accepted. She walks in already knowing her worth. 6. Becoming a woman whose presence commands respect without asking for it. There comes a moment in every person's life, a quiet moment. No applause, no audience, no dramatic event, just a simple realization. I am tired of living for everyone else's expectations. That moment changes everything. Not overnight, not in a single conversation, not after reading one book or watching one video. Real transformation happens slowly, like the sunrise. You never see the exact second when darkness becomes light, but suddenly everything is different. Many people believe respect is something you ask for. It is not. Others believe respect comes from success, beauty, popularity, or power. Those things may attract attention, but attention and respect are not the same. Attention can disappear tomorrow. Respect has roots, and roots grow quietly. Tell me, have you ever met someone who entered a room without saying very much, yet everyone noticed them? Not because they were loud, not because they demanded attention, but because there was something calm about them, something steady, something real. That kind of presence cannot be copied. It is built, day after day, choice after choice. Most people spend years trying to appear confident. Very few spend years becoming peaceful. Yet peace is what people remember. Think about the strongest people you have ever met. Were they always speaking? Were they always proving themselves? Were they always trying to win every argument? Probably not. They carried something much more powerful. Certainty. Not certainty that they were better than everyone else, but certainty about who they were. There is a huge difference. The woman who constantly tries to prove her worth is still asking the world for permission. The woman who quietly knows her worth has already given herself that permission. That is freedom. Many women ask, how do I make people respect me? Perhaps that is the wrong question. Ask instead, how do I become someone who naturally respects herself? Because the world often follows the example you set. If you constantly interrupt your own peace, others will interrupt it too. If you constantly ignore your own needs, others will begin ignoring them as well. But when you begin honoring your own values, something invisible changes. Your energy changes, your voice changes, your posture changes, even your silence changes. People may not understand why, but they feel it. Human beings notice energy long before they understand it. Have you ever walked into a room where someone looked perfectly happy, yet something felt heavy? Or met someone who spoke very little, yet being around them felt peaceful? Presence speaks before words, always. That is why inner work matters so much. You cannot fake peace, you cannot pretend confidence forever. Eventually, life places pressure on your heart, and whatever truly lives inside you appears. Pressure never creates character, it reveals it. That is why your daily habits matter more than occasional inspiration. Every day you choose either self-respect or self-abandonment. There is no neutral choice. Every time you speak honestly, you become stronger. Every time you protect your peace, you become steadier. Every time you keep your word to yourself, trust begins growing inside you. Many people think confidence comes from success. Sometimes confidence comes from something much smaller. Keeping one promise, then another, then another. Imagine telling yourself, I will wake up early tomorrow. And you do. Then you tell yourself, I will stop answering messages that steal my peace. And you do. Then you promise, I will no longer apologize for things that are not my fault. And you keep that promise too. Something beautiful begins happening. You start believing yourself. Most people spend years trying to convince others. The wiser path is learning to trust yourself, because once your own heart trusts you, the opinions of strangers lose much of their power. One of the greatest signs of maturity is this: you stop chasing people who are running away. Think about that carefully. For years, many women believe love means pursuit. If I explain one more time, if I sacrifice a little more, if I become even kinder, they'll finally understand. But relationships are not built by convincing someone to value you. Healthy relationships grow where respect already exists. You cannot negotiate your worth. You cannot argue someone into appreciating your heart. You cannot force another person to see what they refuse to see, and you should not have to. Imagine holding sand tightly in your hand. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. Open your hand. Now the sand rests peacefully. People are often the same. Desperation pushes away. Peace attracts. This is why emotionally secure women rarely chase. Not because they feel superior, because they understand a simple truth. What belongs in your life does not require you to betray yourself to keep it. That sentence alone has the power to change many lives. Some people will misunderstand your calmness. They may call it pride. Others may call it distance. Let them. People often judge from the level of understanding they currently possess, not from the truth. You cannot spend your life correcting every misunderstanding. If someone has already decided who you are, no amount of explanation will change a closed mind. Peace begins where unnecessary explanations end. Notice the river. It keeps flowing. It does not stop every few meters to convince people it is moving in the right direction. It simply continues. Become like that. Keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. Let your life become your explanation. One habit that quietly destroys respect is constantly seeking reassurance. Did I do okay? Are you upset with me? Do you still like me? Occasionally asking these questions is human. Living inside them is exhausting. When your emotional stability depends entirely on another person's answers, you give away your freedom. The strongest relationships are built between two emotionally complete people, not between one person constantly seeking reassurance and another constantly providing it. Become emotionally complete. This does not mean becoming perfect. It means taking responsibility for your own emotional world, your happiness, your healing, your choices, your growth. No one else can do that work for you. Many people wait for confidence before taking action. Life teaches the opposite. Action creates confidence. Speak your truth, then confidence grows. Protect your boundaries, then confidence grows. Walk away from disrespect, then confidence grows. Keep your promises, then confidence grows. Confidence is not magic, it is evidence. Evidence collected through repeated acts of courage. There will still be difficult days. Even emotionally strong women have moments of doubt. Even wise people sometimes feel afraid. The difference is not the absence of fear. The difference is refusing to let fear become your leader. Courage does not say, "I feel nothing." Courage says, "I feel fear, and I will still choose what is right." That is real strength. Sometimes the greatest act of courage is silence. Not silent suffering, but peaceful silence. The silence that refuses to argue with disrespect. The silence that walks away instead of fighting. The silence that protects its dignity. There is enormous wisdom in knowing which battles deserve your energy. Not every opinion deserves your response. Not every criticism deserves your attention. Not every invitation deserves your acceptance. Life becomes lighter when you stop carrying what was never yours. Imagine standing before a mirror. For years, you searched that mirror hoping to become someone others would approve of. Today, look again. Do not ask, "Am I enough for them?" Ask, "Am I living honestly with myself?" That single question changes everything. Because at the end of your life, the greatest conversation will not be between you and the world. It will be between you and your own heart. Did you live truthfully? Did you protect your peace? Did you honor your values? Did you become the person you were capable of becoming? These are the questions that matter. Everything else becomes background noise. Remember something very important. Being respected does not mean everyone will like you. Some people only like the version of you that never had boundaries. Some only like the version that apologized constantly. Some only like the version that always agreed. When you change, those people may disappear. Do not fear that. Autumn does not fear losing its leaves because it understands something beautiful is preparing to grow. Sometimes losing the wrong people creates space for the right ones. Do not measure your life by how many people stay. Measure it by the quality of those who remain. One genuine relationship built on mutual respect is worth more than 100 relationships built on pretending. As you continue this journey, walk a little slower, listen a little deeper, speak a little more honestly, protect your peace without guilt, offer kindness without abandoning yourself, love without losing your identity, forgive without forgetting your worth. And every morning, before you step into the world, remember this: you do not need to earn the right to exist. You do not need to become smaller so others can feel bigger. You do not need to apologize for having standards. You do not need permission to value yourself. Walk with quiet confidence. Stand with gentle strength. Speak with honesty. Choose with wisdom. And let your life become the message that words could never fully express. Conclusion. If there is one lesson I hope you carry with you today, it is this: never confuse being good with abandoning yourself. The world does not need another woman who hides her voice to make everyone else comfortable. The world needs women who are kind, but also wise, gentle, but also strong, compassionate, but also courageous enough to protect their peace. The moment you stop living as the good girl who seeks approval and begin living as the woman who respects herself, everything starts to change. Your relationships change, your decisions change, your confidence changes, and most importantly, the way you see yourself changes. Because real respect is never demanded. It is quietly reflected by the person you become. If this message spoke to your heart and helped you see yourself in a new way, subscribe to the channel and join me for more journeys into wisdom, self-mastery, and inner strength. If this talk resonated with you, leave a comment sharing the lesson that touched you the most, and share this video with someone who needs to hear these words today. Until next time, take care of your mind, protect your peace, and keep walking your path with quiet strength.